that they were using. I felt that to take the entire football package and put it into a goal line offense, goal line defense, extra point type of situation was a little bit unfair to some teams, not necessarily mine, but because we are a power-oriented team. But I just thought that it was a little too much life and death, and I certainly experienced the life and the death last week at Plum. It was terrible.
Those Texas shootouts, they really cause some ulcers.
Yes, they do. There's no doubt about it.
Going into the game, you knew the field conditions weren't going to be top-notch. Obviously, it rained all day Friday, and you got into the mud. That had a concern you going into the game with the Indians being a primarily running offense and the Mustangs being a passing offense. It seemed to, at least in the first half, it came out that way with the Indians. It took them a while to, at least second series, they got the ball into the end zone. That was it for the first half. But two big pass plays, at least three big pass plays in the second quarter, put the Plum Mustangs on top going in at halftime, and being down by a touchdown at the half, you had to be concerned.
Oh, I was extremely concerned. Our secondary was in good position for the most part. But because they slipped or for whatever reason, they didn't make the play. Now, granted, Victor and Dwayne are 5'9", and the Plum receivers are 6'3". I've certainly not any excuse there. But absolutely, I was concerned. Plum is a very competent football team this year. They have a lot of experience. They have great skilled kids. They have a good running game now. And, although when you think of the Quad East, you certainly think of Central, Mckeesport, Woodland Hills, and Penn Hills. There's a lot of Plums and Gateways and so forth sitting out there, and every game is a war. And at the halftime, I was very, very concerned about the situation we were getting into and the field conditions to boot. So, yes, I was concerned.
Well, they say good teams overcome adversity, and Plum had the two big plays in the second quarter. But you had in your first two series of the third quarter the little man who ran for 58 yards to tie it and another 70 yards to put the Indians up 21-14, and you had to be proud of your team at that point.
Well, we call him the little big man. Dwayne Thompson has been great all year. Dwayne and Victor, it depends on who I'm going to hand the ball to. Either of them have been great for us. I thought that coming out the field conditions, I was hoping to try to get on the board and hold them before the end of the third quarter and tie it up and then take a tie game into the fourth. And with 5 minutes and 30-some seconds left in the third quarter, we were winning 21-14. So we came back. That was a game of comebacks. Penn Hill's up 7-0. Plum scores twice to go up 14-7. We scored twice to go up 21-14. Plum goes up and scores 21-21. And then that heartbreaking overtime. So it was a gutsy game on both sides of the ball. I certainly give all the credit in the world to Plum. They played toe-to-toe with us the entire time. I think the field conditions hurt us, but again, not to take anything away from Plum. They played a great football game, and they're definitely a team to be reckoned with in the conference.
We saw a new side of Neil Gordon last week. Call him Air Gordon, putting the ball into the air 8 times, completing 6 of them.
Well, I've said all along that I'm a running coach, and I'm going to try to control the line of scrimmage. And with people like Kevin McCoy, Mike White, Damon Gibson, Jared Smith, Fitz, and those people up front, I feel confident that the team's going to have to stop our run first. Last week, it wasn't so much that Plum stopped our run as much as it was that the field was to the point where Victor and Dwayne, with their fast feet, just couldn't. They were neutralized. And I've said all along, although nobody believes me, that we can, if we have to, throw the ball, and we can throw the ball very well. And I think last week, when we needed to throw the ball, Lenny threw it well, and our kids caught it well. So, it's a side of me that people haven't seen, but it's a side that's definitely there with the Penn Hills Indians.
The big question you might want to at least explain is that following the first touchdown in the overtime, Dwayne's 10-yard run on your first play to tie it up, which had to be a big relief. You went for the extra point to tie it to go into the second overtime. What was the thinking at that point? Why the extra point and not the two-point conversion?
Field conditions, do-or-die situation. I would have rather tied and gone 4 more. Just not ready to do it at that particular point. I think it would have probably taken me 3, 4, maybe 5 overtimes before I would have been gutsy enough to do that. Being in the first overtime and experiencing that, I wasn't ready to cut it short right there. It was just too do or die right there.
Of course, with a kicker like Dave Zakia, the confidence is there, and he was going to put the ball through the uprights.
Well, you think about clutch players, Dwayne runs the touchdown in, but if Dwayne runs 5 yards on first down, great. We got 5 yards. There's always a second down. There's always a third down and a fourth down to get it in. But Plum leading 7-0 in the overtime period, and us scoring in the middle of the field at the muddy end, it was a quagmire. Jeremy George to be able to snap the ball perfectly, Victor Strader to be able to hold it perfectly, and David to kick the ball. We'll put it this way, I wasn't watching. I was looking at the opposite end, looking at the reactions on the staff. It was a gutsy performance by all three of those, that we gave all three of them our special teams player of the week, because they certainly deserved it.
Of course, with the second overtime, Victor comes up with a big interception, makes you 1-0 in the conference, moving into this week's opponent, the defending state champion, McKeesport Tigers. And you know, this is a team that didn't graduate many people. They graduated some quality kids, Brandon Short, among others. But this is a team that is going to put up a battle this week, and it's not just because they graduate a lot of kids that they're not a talented team. By no means. This is a talented ball club.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's a great football club. It's a great football program, and they're on a roll. I remember in the days when I was an assistant at Penn Hills in 76, 77, 78, and 79, when we had won those 4 state championships, mythical state championships back then, but the 4 WPIL championships. We went onto that field, coaching staff, players, managers, trainers alike, with no doubt in our mind that we were going to win. Nobody could beat Penn Hills. That was our theory, and McKeesport right now is on that roll. They're not thinking first down, and they're thinking about winning WPIL championships. And, God bless them. They deserved it last year. And there are enough people back from that last year's team to keep this thing rolling. George Smith and Ivan and that crew do a great job as a staff. Gone is Brandon Short, gone is Wilson, gone is Cromarty, and so forth. But there's some people that have stepped in here and are playing big time for them. Last week in one of the critical matchups in the WPIL Quad East, Woodland Hills at McKeesport. McKeesport won the game. Woodland Hills fumbled the ball a couple times, did make some turnovers, but Woodland Hills is a fantastic football team, and McKeesport played toe-to-toe with them and beat them. So I don't think I have to say any more than that to tell you how talented McKeesport is.
This is the 5th week of the season. You've seen 4 almost totally different types of offenses. Coming into this week, you're going to see another one with McKeesport running the wishbone.
Well, McKeesport runs the same plays every year. The key to the wishbone, Jermaine Cromarty and those people last year, the key to the wishbone is the quarterback. The quarterback that led McKeesport to the state championship last year, Billy Isper, is back this year, and he is a smooth operator. Deals the ball well, runs it when he has to, throws it when he has to. I remember all those days when Oklahoma had Billy Sims and all those great people in that wishbone attack under Barry Switzer and so forth. It was the quarterback that ran the show. And as long as you have the athletes that McKeesport does have, they're always going to have the tailbacks and fullbacks, but the quarterback is the key, and Billy Isper makes them a very, very dangerous offense.
You talk about their potent offense. Obviously, it's going to be a big test for the defense. What does the defense have to do to stop McKeesport?
Well, our defense has to be able to control the line of scrimmage, to be quite honest with you. They're going to take the first stage in that wishbone is to hand the ball to the fullback. It dives in 2 and 3, and until we stop those 2 and 3 dives, McKeesport's going to run it down our throats. If we stop the 2 and 3 dive, then they're going to pull it out of there and take it to 4 and 5, and so forth out to the option on the perimeter. So they are solid from over the center to the sidelines, and we need to be solid. If we bring too many people up to the line of scrimmage, they're going to pull it out and throw their passes. George Smith, I think, considers throwing the ball the way I do. We're capable of doing it. We'll do it when they stop what we do best. And McKeesport is very solid offensively, and it's not just the wishbone, it's the entire package. So I think we have to control the line of scrimmage and eliminate mistakes.
You talked about McKeesport's win over Woodland Hills last week. They won last week with defense. This, obviously, I believe, is the best defense you've faced so far this season. What kind of a test is this going to be for your offense?
Well, I think we have to control the line of scrimmage. This is a physical team loaded with athletes. Their secondary, I think, there's a Cromarty back in the secondary. There's a Cash back in the secondary. These kids can play the game, and they are very, very physical. There are 2 inside linebackers. Granted, there's no Brandon Short there, but these 2 kids are very, very solid. Knight and Holtzman, both good size, good quickness. They read very well. They're very mature. Lefkowitz is back at the 1 tackle spot. So, it's a group that I think I would have rather played the first game of the year, because all these kids are getting better as experience goes, and very formidable. What are we going to have to do on offense? We're going to have to mix it, run and pass. We're going to have to be able to run the ball very well and keep them honest there, and then when they do start jamming in and going for that dive fake, we're going to have to pull it out and throw it.
How well are the kids focused on McKeesport and not looking ahead to next week with Woodland Hills?
Well, I don't think that's the case this week. It's McKeesport's the big one. McKeesport has not lost a Quad East game since 1993. You might say that those kids are gone, this and that, but the fact is that McKeesport's in first place. They haven't lost a game, and we need to beat them if we're going to do what we have to do. Woodland Hills is down the road. We can't be concerned about them. We can't be concerned about Central, Fox Chapel. McKeesport's our focus. McKeesport's the team we have to beat.
Well, best of luck to you. 4-0, 1-0. Hopefully next week when we talk to you, it'll be 5-0 and 2-0. Each week we talk to a couple of seniors, so you got a couple of good ones this week. Kevin McCoy and Mike White.
Well, I'd also like to throw in, you're aware, I believe, and make the fans aware that the viewers aware that Damon Gibson, our nose guard and offensive guard, made his oral commitment to Pitt last week. Extremely happy for Damon and his family. He's a class act. Pitt doesn't know what a gem they got there, and they need to be extremely happy about that, and I'm very happy for Damon. It's a perfect marriage.
He's a good kid.
He's a great kid. He's going to stay at home. We're going to be able to see him play and be able to grow with him for the next 4 years and continue to be very, very proud of him. Speaking of proud, congratulate you on the birth of your first, Joseph Matthew.
Yes.
Congratulations on that one. I'm very happy for you also.
Thank you.
The two we have tonight, Kevin McCoy and Mike White, what can I say about them? They would call them the left side. These are two of our big boys. They are two Division I football players all the way. Mike White has been a leader, a physical behemoth, so to speak, for the last 4 years. He started for 4 years at a defensive tackle spot, which is phenomenal, and the last 2 years at the offensive guard spot. If I was a college coach, I don't know where I'd want him. He pulls and leads, sweeps and traps as well as any guard that I've ever had in my 19 years at Penn Hills. He's a strong kid on a base block, and by the same token on defense, he's a great pass rusher. He can run sideline to sideline. Throw all that in with the fact that he can play with incredible pain. He's so banged up, he doesn't know what to tell me hurts first. But you need a hook to get him out of the game. He just refuses to come out of the game. He loves the game. He's a trooper. Kevin McCoy, probably about the fourth or the fifth game last year, he was our left tackle all the way on offense. About the fourth or fifth game last year, he really started to come into his own. It was a matter of confidence, and somewhere in there, for some reason, he got the confidence. The last 5 games of the year last year, he was impeccable in his blocking on offense, especially his downfield stuff. It was just incredible. And this year, he has not lost a beat. He's bigger now, he's stronger, and he is a great offensive blocker. We've had him go one way, but if somebody would get hurt on defense, he would be the first backup to go there just to try to save him a little bit. So Kevin McCoy, we're a little bit right-handed. Teams think that we're right-handed, but with Mike and Kevin on the left side, we're definitely a threat there. And I think if, according to our stats, we've run to the left side more than we have the right, and these are the two reasons. So we got 2 Division I players here, 2 great kids, 2 seniors. I never thought I'd sit here and say Mike White's a senior, but they both are, and we're going to miss them, and you're going to enjoy talking to them.
I'm sure you'd keep them if you could.
Well, I'm going to try.
Best of luck to you, Neil.
Well, thank you very much.
That'll do it for this week's edition of the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Jay Clarkson, the Penn Shopping Center. Coming up, we're going to talk to our seniors of the week, Mike White and Kevin McCoy. You're watching Penn Hills Indians Football 95. Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Jay Clarkson, the Penn Shopping Center. Our seniors of the week, the left side. Penn Hills line to my far right, number 77, Kevin McCoy, and right beside me, number 75, Mike White. And guys, I understand that you guys have been playing so long that you're almost Siamese twins.
Yep, something like that.
When did you guys start playing together?
Last year. Yeah.
So you guys know each other's moves, and what's the other one doing?
In practice, it's different. But one time, in the game, we both know what we're doing. So. That's how it is.
So you guys communicate without actually even talking to each other. It's good. What are you guys looking forward to this year? I know you guys wanted to be the seniors of the week during Mckeesport week because you guys are hoping to pay them back a little bit. Mike?
We're gonna beat them. We just gonna beat them. That's all.
Now, is that overconfidence or just that you know that you guys owe them from last year?
We own for the last 2 years, so we just gonna go out and win.
Now, you guys last year, they won the state championship, and you guys were the closest team to knocking them off last year. And Kev, what would it mean to you to knock them off this year?
It mean a lot. Cause I hurt last year. It hurt me last year. I don't know. It feel good to beat them.
Now, obviously, if you guys beat McKeesport this week, 2-0 in the Quad East, and then coming up, Woodland Hills. Now, that's a team that I think if you guys have some payback for, that's the Woodland Hills.
Yeah, we paying everybody back. This is our year. We're gonna do it.
Now, what are your goals for this year?
Trey Rivers. Trey Riv. Yeah. Trey Riv all the way.
Trey Rivers. Any personal goals in there?
To be the best.
Do the best for the team, yeah.
That's it. So your personal goals are based on how well the team does this year.
Yeah.
Now, both are seniors, so after we'll say November or so, December even, no more football, at least for the year. After that, you guys go back to being seniors. What are you guys looking forward to your senior year?
After the season year? College.
Looking to go to any plans on anything after school?
I'm undecided, really. I'm not sure yet.
Looking to head to a college? Mike, everyone knows that you're hoping to head to a college, but I understand that for the most part, you're just thinking of enjoying your senior year because it's once you get out of high school, it's a whole different world, and you're just going to have fun and worry about the rest of that later.
No, not really. I'm just going to graduate, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, and then just go to college, that's all. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'm leaning towards going down Pitt with Damon, you know what I'm saying? Play with him again. And see where it goes, you know?
Yeah. Well, obviously that's fine goals, and it's something you guys definitely want to do. Anywhere you'd like to go, Kev?
Akron. Looking.
Akron. You won't want to go to Pitt and play alongside Mike anymore? You think this is the end of a beautiful relationship?
I don't know. They're not really recruiting me, so. But me and Hoggy, we're looking towards Akron.
Looking towards Akron.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, before you guys get to Akron or Pitt, you guys can make it to Trey Riv.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Riv.
And out to Altoona.
Yep.
We there. Might as well buy your ticket.
Oh, please do. Please do. So that's our seniors of the week. Come out and see them play. You only have 5 more games this season, or 6 more games through the regular season, and then a few more before we get to Trey Riv. According to Kevin and Mike. To my far right, number 77, Kevin McCoy, and the big guy right beside me, number 75, Mike White, our seniors of the week. Coming up next, the Penn Indians host the McKeesport Tigers, Week 2 of the Quad East schedule. Both teams 1-0. It's a battle for first place right here on Penn Indians 95.